to winning isn't easy. What Toby Keith's stomach cancer diagnosis can teach you about your Social Security and ERISA long-term disability claim. Now, country star Toby Keith has more than 40 top 10 hits, and there are over 30 songs that he's done that have gone to number one on the charts. His fame and fortune hasn't prevented him from being diagnosed with stomach cancer. Now, Keith has undergone surgery and radiation treatment. He's optimistic about his recovery, and we wish him the best. But I think there's some lessons that you can learn from his unfortunate diagnosis. Now, his diagnosis first has prompted, I think, a much needed discussion about the symptoms, diagnosis, and treatment of stomach cancer. And I am, if there's any silver lining, that's what it is. But you need to understand that stomach cancer, which is known as gastric cancer, is the sixth most common cancer. And it's the third most common cause of cancer-related deaths in the United States. There's nothing to take lightly. And it's estimated there are going to be over 26,000 new cases on an annual basis. And the average death rate, unfortunately, is 11,000 people per year. Now, you might be eligible for your Social Security, disability, or long-term disability benefits, or both if you're diagnosed with stomach cancer. Let's talk a little bit about the anatomy of the stomach, because I think it's important and impacts these claims. There are 5 parts to the stomach. There's the proximal stomach, which consists of the cardia. That's the closest to your esophagus. The fundus, which is the body or the main part of the stomach. There's the distal part of the stomach, and that's where the food, mixes with the gastric juice like a blender. And then there's the pylorus, which acts as a valve to control the stomach emptying into the small intestine. The wall of the stomach is made up of 3 layers. Now, gastric cancer will normally, the elderly carrier, administration is going to be looking at your medical records. They're going to look at the diagnosis and the location of cancer and the type of cancer that you have. They're going to look at the symptoms of gastric cancer. And in the early stages, that can include just indigestion and stomach discomfort or a bloated feeling after eating. There could be mild nauseousness. There could be loss of appetite and heartburn. And it's not just somebody's cooking. Unfortunately, most patients have symptoms of advanced stage disease by the time they see a physician. Now, in my practice, when I have a person who is coming to me with advanced stage cancer, they will normally have blood in the stools, vomiting, weight loss for unknown reasons, stomach pain, jaundice, and problems with their kidneys, swelling. It's important that your medical records document your symptoms and how those symptoms impact your ability to function. But in those situations, what's also important, I think, is the basis of the diagnosis. When you have a biopsy, your biopsy is going to be staged. And that's important because you most likely are going to be filing a claim for both Social Security disability and ERISA disability benefits. Under the Social Security statute, there is a program called the Compassion Allowance Program for a number of medical conditions, including cancers, including stomach cancers. And whether or not you qualify for that compassion allowance, which will fast track your claim, depends on the staging report. So it is important that your medical records are documenting the diagnosis and the staging of your stomach cancer, because that can help expedite not only the Social Security disability benefits, but I have found that it can expedite the disability carrier's analysis and determination of your claim. Now, the disability carrier and is going to expect that you've undergone surgical resection, and in the later stages of the case, they're also going to expect that you've had a resection with chemotherapy. They're going to expect that you've had radiation therapy, targeted therapy with monoclonal antibodies, or inhibitors, immunotherapy, or a combination of all of that. The Social Security Administration is going to expect that you will have gotten treatment of that nature too. And both in the Social Security claim and in the ERISA disability claim, the side effects of the treatment are crucial to be developed because those side effects can be just as disabling as the cancer itself. So the Social Security Administration and the disability carrier is going to want to see that you have side effects. Those side effects can include things like, obviously, fatigue. They can cause problems with pain. They can cause problems with your stomach in terms of the ability to eat or process food, that sort of thing. Those side effects should be documented in the medical records. What are they? How long do they last? How do they impact your ability to function? So your records want to document not only the diagnosis, the staging, the symptoms, but the side effects of medication. That's crucial and should be well developed and documented in your medical records, because we want to obviously try to get you to meet the Social Security Disability Compassion Allowance program so that your benefits are fast-tracked. And I have found, as I've said, that disability carriers, particularly based on the staging, will fast-track a stomach cancer or risk of disability claim. All of this is important because they also have to understand that most disability policies or plans will require that you apply for Social Security disability benefits because they have the right to reduce your long-term disability benefits by whatever you or your dependents might get in your Social Security disability claim. They will act as if you're getting those Social Security benefits even if you haven't applied. So there is this interaction, and it's important that you understand how the Social Security Administration looks at claims, the ERISA disability carrier looks at claims, and the interaction between these two types of benefits. I hope that you have enjoyed this week's episode of Winning Isn't Easy. Please like our page, leave a review, subscribe, and share it with your family or friends. I look forward to talking with you in our next episode of Winning Isn't Easy. Thanks.
Have you been robbed of your peace of mind from your disability insurance carrier? You owe it to yourself to get a copy of Robbed of Your Peace of Mind, which provides you with everything you need to know about the long-term disability claim process. Request your free copy of the book at kvlaw.com today.